Top 7 Movies of 2024, the best genre movies of the year. Number 7. The Fall Guy. A movie that got short-shrifted at the box office. It's an action comedy movie that sincerely gives love to the stunt community that has built so much of modern Hollywood, but it's also a true romantic comedy with real fireworks between the leads. Ryan Gosling bursts with Gosling charisma as a former stuntman who is brought back into the game to help save the directorial debut of his ex-girlfriend after the movie's action star goes missing. The action is super fun, the jokes land, and those crazy lovebirds have us rooting until the end. Number 6. The Substance. Even when it's on the nose and off the rails, Coralie Fargeet's Hollywood satire via body horror never fails to be eye-popping. Bold in colors, close-ups, and all sorts of squishy and fleshy things, the movie centers on a fading star, played by Demi Moore, who delivers a standout performance that reminds us why she was always more than a member of the Brat Pack. After getting fired from her workout show, Moore's star turns to a drug that creates a younger, more toned version of herself. The younger version, played by Margaret Qualley, quickly develops ambitions of her own. Fargeet looked at female violence via the male gaze with her 2017 feature debut, Revenge, and this time looks at the violence females do unto themselves, either through societal pressures or through their own psyche. As the body horror ratchets up to 11, the movie goes gonzo and just bat guano crazy. Number 5. Transformers 1. It's crazy that the best Transformers movie in years, maybe ever, is this sci-fi animated feature that looks at the origins of the hero Optimus Prime and villain Megatron under Josh Cooley's direction. It's a tale of a brotherly friendship that slowly unravels as one of our heroes succumbs to the corrupting nature of anger and power. The movie's trick is how it slyly, but deliberately morphs its tone from an all-ages animated movie into something deeper, more engaging, and ultimately, heartbreaking as mortal enemies are forged. It's the most human and emotional of Transformers movie, and that's saying something considered there's not one human at all in this underrated gem. It's also just a darn good science fiction movie. Number 4. The Wild Robot. DreamWorks Animation's adaptation of the Peter Brown book is an emotional roller coaster of a movie. A survival thriller about a shipwrecked service robot who adopts an orphaned Gosling is actually a heartwarming and heart-tugging story about the many aspects of parenthood. Directed by Chris Sanders in a watercolor, concept art aesthetic, the movie is lush and vibrant. The character arcs of Roz the robot and Bright Bill the Gosling are finely intertwined, and the movie balances comedy, family drama, and even action towards a rousing conclusion. And let's not forget the rousing score by Chris Bowers. Easily the best animated movies of the year. Number 3. Alien. Romulus. The Xenomorphs were back, baby, thanks to Fede Alvarez, who brought youthful energy to the science fiction horror franchise and ramped up the body horror undertones that have always coursed through the Alien movies. Kaylee Speeney and breakout David Johnson led the cast as young mining colonists scavenging a space station that turns out to have an unholy amount of facehuggers. With standout set pieces that course with tension, thrills, and the right amount of gore, the movie balances what audiences love about Alien movies, gives a welcome new spin on the old, and pushes things forward with some out there ideas. It would fit perfectly on that VHS shelf of yours between Alien and Aliens. Number 2. Wicked. Misunderstood because of her green skin, a young woman named Elphaba forges an unlikely but profound friendship with Glinda, a student with an unflinching desire for popularity, following an encounter with the Wizard of Oz. Their relationship soon reaches a crossroad as their lives begin to take very different paths. The movie adaptation of the popular Broadway musical is a pure delight of song and spectacle, while never forgetting to make you cheer for its characters. John M. Chu directs musical numbers like few others in modern Hollywood. Ariana Grande as the vain Glinda surprises, and Jonathan Bailey as Firo steals all his scenes. But it's Cynthia Erivo as the green-skinned Elphaba that steals the show. Perhaps no more spectacularly than the heart-tugging scene of trying to save her pride by dancing silently at the Ozdust Ballroom. Number 1. Dune II. From the opening moments when the Harkonnen soldier squad gently and effortlessly defies gravity and floats up the side of the mountain to that betrayal of the heart in the film's final moments, Denis Villeneuve has you in the palm of his hands, masterfully guiding you across the dunes and stars. No ceremonial seal is too small, No sandworm too big, no expression too subtle in this second chapter, which sees Paul Atreides rise from an outsider to leader, to potential messiah of the desert planet Arrakis. Much to the worry of his love Chani, but the delight of his mother, Villeneuve is deliberate and meticulous in his world building, with the same applying to the storytelling. All filmmaking elements are in top form here, from the acting to score to costumes, to cinematography to sound design. The nature of religious power and belief, ideas of empire, and even the dark ties of bloodlines, are explored more deeply here than the first movie. As epic as the first movie was, it's the emotional undercurrent that elevates part 2. While Villeneuve's movies can seem distant, this one thrills the senses and engages the heart while awing you at the same time.